Men of Reddit, how do you like being called things like sweetheart, love, etc.? Depends on who is doing the calling. The right woman doing so will melt me in seconds. But if it were a stranger at random, no thanks. Spot on, love. What about a random older black lady? That's probably the best. Yes. I wish someone cared about me that much. Username checks out. By the way, do you need a friend? If you find some, please let me know where so can I get some as well. Only by my bois, because I know they mean it. It's funny cause with my boys, I don't even flinch saying shit like I love you or thanks baby. But with my friends that are girls, I feel like I have to be extra careful. I enjoy it immensely. Glad to hear that, sweetie pie. Thanks, darling. Anytime, dildo meat. Hold up. Older black women who call me that at the grocery store are a blessing from God. I was traveling for work around US, and I am Canadian. The amount of older black women calling me honey or baby was way more than expected. I appreciated it though. It was super endearing. It's pretty nice. I am all about affection. I love it, but I am gay and don't have to pretend that I don't like affection. It's nice that straight men are finally loosening up on the macho bullshit too. In my opinion, men who act hard all the time are just overcompensating for their own insecurities and fears. Funny how the men who claim to be alpha males are usually the furthest from it. I like being talked to in general. I don't care what pet name you have for me. If you are significant in my life, I'm just happy you are there. Oh, hi there, sweet dog face pony soldier. IDK what that means, but that's the only pet name I ever got so far. Gimme, 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 give me it, give it to me, give it. Short answer, hell yeah, it always makes my day 10 times better and feel better about myself. Old black woman, yes dude in parking lot at night, no. Asterisk laughs and single asterisk. Sometimes it's okay when called by the right person, and sometimes it's absolute terrible. I wouldn't know because I ain't got no GF. Personally, I hate it. I strongly prefer people to call me by my name, including myself. Alright, you, feed me fish. This guy gets it. First wife of 18 years never said an endearing thing nickname to me. Second wife of 10 years calls me baby. Hot and by my last name all the time. I love it. I do the same for her all the time. In fact, I pretty much introduced all of that into our relationship. We're equals in all ways. It is just how things developed. I love it, unless it's my dad. Since I never met the guy, it would be weird to hear that. My girlfriend and her mom both call me babe in love. I enjoy hearing it from one of them, monsieur. It's nice. As a default answer, I am perfectly fine with it. I'm in the southern US and it's just part of our culture to the point I sometimes won't even notice it, though I try to pay enough attention to it to keep from saying it myself in professional settings or with unfamiliar company. But how it's received depends greatly on the tone in which it is delivered. Something like sweetheart can be both incredibly endearing and incredibly demeaning. That's also part of our culture. Oh honey, bless your heart. Well, you're just as special as you can be, ain't ya hun? If I had $1 for every time some old woman who didn't approve of me called me sweetheart, I could have actually afforded the tuition at TAMU. I love it when my wife uses the monsieur. I kind of don't if it's other people. Depends on the tone. I like it except one GF, who called me pumpkin. Call her Blumpkin. Sounds like an ex. Guess she's now Dumpkin. In the UK it's normal for people to say things like this to total strangers. So I'm indifferent about it really. I'm from Yorkshire originally, and it's not uncommon for men to call each other love. Derade love? Quote, cheers love, is a fairly normal conversation. Yeah, same here. It doesn't really register. Just a generic, friendly term of address. I once had a guy get mad I call him hun all the time. So I stopped and never said anything remotely pettish again. He begged me to start again. I did not. I don't mind it at all. Gunther. It's cute, I love it. I don't mind it. It'd be even better to be called those by a friend or so though. I feel like a puppy being called a good boy. It's a very pleasant feeling. There's that show called Ogie and the Cockroaches. My girlfriend was French and we would always watch it in French. There's that one cockroach called Ziggy. I have the same laugh as him since that day she calls me that, and I just love that name. It's the best one I've ever got from someone. How did she stop being French lol? Our username checks out. Depends on the tone and intention of the person saying it. It's a term of endearment. I'm flattered. If it's my mom's, that's meant degradingly, no, but if it's out of love, please do it. First time I got called honey by a middle-aged black woman, I went and never came back. It's so heartwarming. I never asked to be called such things, but I appreciate them every time I hear them, monsieur. I do kind of have a problem with people calling me cute. I feel like they're looking down on me. Obviously, it also depends on the person saying it and the context. It's super sweet. I see zero problems with it. I don't know how to handle being called names other than my actual name because it happens so rarely. I kinda like it. I'm kinda attention-deprived, skeptical smiley face. Well, I knew when my ex called me sweetheart, I knew it was a serious fight. I liked it when my ex referred to me as love or sunshine. It was cute. Pretty much anything my wife calls me feels good. She doesn't use pet names excessively, which makes it more special when she does. She keeps it simple. Babe, baby, my love, all good things. I don't mind platonic names from strangers as long as they're older and motherly types. Black mama's calling you shug or sweetie, or Georgia mama's calling you darling have a certain magic to them, monsieur. I like being called by my name and I hate it when random women call me sweet heat. Especially like a clerk. But if a clerk doesn't know your name, you prefer sir instead? How come it bugs ya? Yeah, sir is good because at least it's professional. What's better is, do your fucking job. Ring me up. Take my money and hand me my change. I don't need a cutsy name or some empty conversation. I'm here to buy what I need to buy and leave. Fuck off with the pleasantries. They could still be doing their job and say, here's your change, sweetheart. But okay, whatever floats your boat. What about bartenders? Folks usually hang out with them for the conversation. Would it still offend you in that setting? She can eat it. Don't call me sweetheart. You don't know me. I don't know you. This WX change is purely business. Pipe down and do your job. I quit drinking. I never talked to the bartender much unless it was a friend of mine and it were slow. Otherwise, just hand me the beer. You have nothing important to say. I know because I'm a cook and neither do I. In fact, nobody in the service has an opinion worthwhile. You mangy drug addicts. You seem sad. Hope you work through whatever issues you've got, sweetheart. It's the greatest fucking thing. Most men are raised without emotional support or are encouraged to not share their feelings, and having that or love from your so is such an amazing feeling. My wife often calls me big fella, and honestly, I love it. But being from Wales, we refer to the opposite sex as love very often, and I don't think many people mind it. My knees go _ blur ghhh_ it feels great. Those are standard things to say around where I live. It's pretty common in the north of England for women to call you love. Especially if they're older than you. It just feels normal. Indifferent. If it makes you happy, then go for it, but I don't get any enjoyment out of a pet name. I used to not mind it, barely noticed it, but ever since older women at work who happen to be very fond of pet names like that did some unwanted touching in comments quite a few times. Now hearing it makes me uncomfortable. Different if it's from a so. I hate it. It's very demeaning. You're asking me how I feel about being called anything besides dipshit. I think the answer is pretty obvious. Hate it. I ain't a child. If you want to compliment me, use something I am good at and not vague platitudes. I love it, but she never does it. It's kinda gay up. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.